Will do! Exclamation point. And here comes the music, ellipsis. Everybody, welcome inside the magnificent Berry Center in Cypress, Texas. This is VypeFortBend.com, and welcome to March Madness High School Style. I'm Roger Smith. Patrick Kinnick will be bringing you the play-by-play tonight as it's the Marshall Buffs in the Region 3-5A boys semifinals taking on the Bryan Rudder Rangers, a team that, well, I didn't have a chance to thoroughly research it, but I don't think that these two teams have met on the basketball court. At least the boys' teams haven't at all. And so Marshall comes in here ranked number 2 in the state, depending on the poll you look at. The TABC poll, Texas Association of Basketball Coaches poll, that's the one that I typically look at, and Marshall is ranked number 3 in that one behind Dallas Kimball, which is number 1, and the second-ranked Killeen Ellison team. And Killeen Ellison is part of the 4 teams at this regional. In other words, the Buffs, if they can defeat Rudder tonight, will play either Killeen Ellison or Port Arthur Memorial, but Ellison will certainly be a heavy favorite in the second semifinal, which will get underway about 30 minutes after this ball game is over. I'm Roger Smith. As I said before, Les Clary is our producer extraordinaire inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, and we're going to bring you the Next Level Urgent Care Countdown to Tip-Off show. Visits with both head coaches. One of them, Mike Carabine of Rudder, has Fort Bend ISD ties. He is very familiar to the Dulles basketball programs of the past. All right, we'll be back with that, and you're in the right place to catch all the action as Marshall takes on Rudder. We'll be right back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. First class service is what you get at First Tire and Automotive. Check out these spring break specials. $30 off brake pad replacements, $50 off AC check, or $100 off AC repairs over $500. Free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires, installation, and road hazard program. And free battery check with any service. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Region 3-5A Boys Finals. And this is the Next Level Urgent Care Countdown to Tip-Off show. It is Bryan Rudder that is taking on the Marshall Buffs tonight with the opportunity to play either Killeen Ellison or Port Arthur Memorial. Mike Carabine is the head coach of the Rudder Rangers. And first of all, Coach, tell us about your Dulles history. You're a Fort Bend guy.
Yes, sir. I was the coach at Dulles for 20 years, started in 97, 98, and went 20 years as the head coach there. And then my wife and I had an opportunity to move up to Bryan, and I've been at Rudder the last 6 years. So Ronnie, Courtney, and I go way back.
When people end up going to Aggieland, sometimes it's going back to Aggieland. Do you have A&M ties?
I have zero A&M ties, and my wife does not either. It was just a great opportunity for us both, to move forward in our careers, and we've really enjoyed it up there in Aggieland.
And this is the last kind of personal and relocation question. Do you know Mark Rosenbaum, former girls basketball coach at Dulles?
I sure do. Mark was my right-hand man there for approximately, out of those 20 years, approximately 16, 17 years. And Mark's a very dear friend of mine.
Absolutely. I like him a lot, and he also is a great public address announcer. That's what he seems to really enjoy doing when he's not teaching these days. All right, so let's talk about your Rudder Rangers basketball team. This regional is jam-packed with great teams, but I don't know that your team is flying above the radar, probably a little under it. Describe your team and what has brought them to being 33-5.
Well, yeah, I would say that's an apt description of us flying, under the radar. I mean, nobody had any thoughts that we'd be in this position. And to be perfectly honest with you, as a coaching staff and as players, we're just tickled to death to be here because we weren't even picked to make the playoffs. And we have 5 of our 9 kids come from football, so it's always interesting to try to mesh those kids. But these kids are competitors, and we've been in every game, obviously, and we've had a fantastic year. And we're playing an extremely tough opponent tonight, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
So who really has to come through for you on offense, first of all, and what are schematically and strategically some of the things you have to do to get a win over Marshall tonight?
Well, our bell cow, so to speak, are Kevin Holmes. He's a 6'5" swing man. He's just done a fantastic job for us. He averages a double-double in both points and rebounds. Not only can he score around the basket, but he can also bring his defenders out a little bit and beat them to the basket. And plus, he shoots the ball pretty well. Our second bell cow is also senior Landon Hislop, and both these young men are 3-year starters for us. Landon's a great shooter for us. He's our primary ball handler. He's the guy that I asked to guard the top player for the other team. And those two are our best all-around players for sure.
Well, I know that's great for you as a coach when your guys who have talent are also guys who are so experienced. You don't have to coach them that much. They kind of know what needs to happen out there on the floor. Is there anything else that you want to tell our listeners before we start this game between your team and the Marshall Buffs?
Well, not really. I mean, Marshall has a great program. Coach Courtney does a great job. So we're gonna give it all we have, like we have all year. And our kids came here to compete, so that's why we're here.
Oh, there was one more question I want to ask you. As I was driving today, I think I saw the bus that your team was on. Do you have kind of an unusual bus that's white with a green and blue pattern?
Yeah, it's Autobus Tejanos. So yes, after this tournament, I don't think that we're going to San Luis Potosi, but it has been interesting. People look at us kind of funny, thinking that not young kids coming high school basketball team would necessarily be stepping off that bus. So it's been kind of funny.
This is radio, so for our listeners, I'll say it's not a yellow dog bus, but it's not a tall travel liner or whatever you'd call it. It's just a well-decorated Partridge family bus with the family being the Rudder Rangers family. Is that okay?
Absolutely. And you know what? As long as it gets us here and gets us out of here, with the win tonight, it's going to be fantastic.
And it did get you here. All right. Thank you very much. That is one of my new good friends, Mike Carabine, head coach of the Rudder Rangers, and we'll be back and talk to Ronnie Courtney of your Marshall Buffs when we continue on VypeFortBend.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Fast just got a whole lot faster. Xfinity has the fastest internet with up to 6 gig speed. Plus, Xfinity Mobile is the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. You heard that right. Xfinity just increased internet speeds again. And Xfinity Mobile gives you can't catch me speeds. The fastest internet, the fastest mobile service, and major savings? Can't argue with the facts. Now through March 21st, new customers can get started with 1.2 gig internet with unlimited data included. It's all just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/faster, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Hi, everybody. Glad you were with us on the Next Level Urgent Care as we're inside the Berry Center getting ready for the Region 3 5A Boys Semifinal. Marshall taking on Bryan Rudder, and it's time to talk to Ronnie Courtney. And Coach Courtney, I'm just thankful to be in here because it is tough to get here on a Friday afternoon. What were your practices like the 2 or 3 days leading up to this game?
Nothing unusual. We stayed the same course. Getting prepared for Princeton offense and trying to get their personnel down. So we didn't do anything special, just make sure we do what we do.
Well, the Rudder Rangers are a team that, they're a fairly new school and they're still trying to make their mark in all their athletic programs. I think this might be the deepest that they've advanced in the basketball playoffs. What do you know about them in general as a school and about this particular team you're going to be facing tonight?
Well, they're not new to the regional semifinal. They were here in 2017. They lost to Manville. So they have some history here. I know they're athletic, they're quick, and they're fast. They run coach's offense to a T, and we just got to be patient on defense and make sure we're in the right place at the right time.
Thanks for straightening me out on that. I should have looked deeper into the UIL playoff archives, but because they are always available. But let me ask you, is there someone in particular that during the playoffs has really stood out? I mean, you know who your main guys are, but someone that has contributed maybe even more than you have expected during the first 3 rounds of the playoffs?
Jalen Reedus has been a superb standout along with Ian Lowe. They've both been heaven sent, God sent to where we can do some things that we weren't doing early in the year. So it's been a blessing to have those two to step up at this point in time during the season in the playoffs. And I look forward to them being more of an impact today than any other day.
And Jalen was quite a shot blocker on Tuesday night. Has he ever blocked that many shots in a game?
Yes, he has. He's had 5 block shots in a game. So he's that all-around basketball player that when you look at him, you don't look like he's much, but when the lights come on and the clock starts running, he's a different kind of guy.
All right. Thank you, Coach Courtney, and hope we'll be talking to you tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock tip-off. That's the objective, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's Bryan Rudder. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back. Patrick Hinnick will bring you the play-by-play on VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports. And when it comes to Fort Bend County High School basketball, these Marshall Buffs boys are all we have in the world right now. Fulshear played gamely for 3 quarters last night in the girls' state tournament. In the semifinals, they were facing Lubbock Cooper, and they were only down by 1 point after 3 quarters, but in the final quarter, they were outscored 24-7. So the Fulshear girls are out. The only team left from Fort Bend County that is still playing is your Marshall Buffs. We'll be right back with the tip-off after this on VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Just about ready to rock from the Berry Center. Here are your starting lineups for the Fort Bend Marshall Buffs, who are the home team tonight. Naheem Northern, Ian Lowe, Jalen Reedus, Chris Catchings, and Jalen Lowe. And for Bryan Rudder, the visitors, wearing the forest green uniforms, you've got Daniel Price, Landon Heslop, a senior guard who is their best defender. He will be on Jalen Lowe, and he's also their best ball handler. Also, Randon Cooks, Kevin Holmes, who is the leading scorer for Bryan Rudder, and Jaquise Martin. And here to bring you the play-by-play of this regional semifinal game is Patrick Kinnick.
Well, Roger, it's Friday. We're happy to be here. We're listening to the introduction of the starting lineups here from the Berry Center. And it's nice to be here at the Berry Center, Roger. It's a wonderful facility.
You know, it was good to be at the Campbell Center. Aldine has a very nice basketball facility, and that's where the Buffs were when they defeated the Madison Marlins on Tuesday night, a game we also broadcasted. And during the Next Level Urgent Care Countdown to Tip-Off show, I was almost moved to tears because the Buffs are all we have now.
Yeah,
the Fulshear girls lost last night.
And you were there, Roger, and it was you said it was a very close game all the way into the fourth quarter where the Lubbock team just got hot and Fulshear ran out of gas and just couldn't keep up anymore.
It was one of those things where Lubbock Cooper was having their shots contested and having a tough path to the hoop until the fourth quarter, and then they were just too quick, and Fulshear couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
But onward and upward, and hopefully onward to San Antonio for the Marshall Buffs. But first things first, they got to win this one, and then win the one tomorrow with either Killeen Ellison or Port Arthur Memorial.
And it'll be exciting to find out whether they can get there. We're excited for tonight's ball game, and we're about ready to get started here as they are introducing the Bryan Rudder Ranger starting lineup. Do we know anything about Bryan Rudder, Roger?
Well, frankly, because I spent so much time traveling back and then was practically just I went into a coma when I got home. I was so tired. I didn't do as much as research as I usually like to do, but Coach Courtney let me know that they're not strangers to regional semifinals. They went that deep into the playoffs back in 2017 when they were a very, very new school.
Well, you don't get this far without doing something, and obviously they've got a good team to get to this particular point of the playoffs. So it should be a good ball game, and hopefully the Buffs are ready to play here from the Berry Center up here in Cypress.
And the Rudder uniforms look kind of like they are Michigan State. You know, they just have the dark green and the white and nothing else. And the Buffs wearing the home whites with the black letters and numerals outlined in gold. And they've got that broad gold stripe and two narrow black stripes going down either side of the uniform. And usually they have Naheem Northern do the jumping at center, and he's going to do that, and he's going to go up there against Kevin Holmes. Buffs going right to left. It's all yours to fly.
All right, let's get it going here. We are the only thing about tonight's broadcast. We are right in front of the Bryan Rudder fan base, so they might be a little vocal, but we'll find out. I know how to keep them quiet. Get off to a good start. Here's the tip, and it's tipped out of bounds, apparently off of one of the Rudder players. It was controlled by the Buffs, but it must have been off of one of the Rudder players. So the Buffs have the ball, and they're going to inbound the ball in front of the Ranger bench. Inbound it. We have, let's see here, get my bearings straight. Northern has it. Down low to Catchings, who goes up for the layup, but he's rejected rather rudely here early in the game.
Jaquise Martin, much shorter than Chris Catchings, but that was like a volleyball spike.
Ian Lowe inbounds it. It's a layup opportunity for Northern, and he underlaid. The rebound comes down to the Rangers, who come up the floor. It's Cooks with the ball. Number 3 he wears. Gets it to Holmes. He's going to shoot a three-pointer for the top of the key. No good. Fight for the rebound. Rudder has it. And tipped away from the rebounder, and Lowe has it. Ian Lowe, he lost it. He got it right back on an interception, and there's going to be a foul early here at midcourt. I believe it's going to be on number 3, Randon Cooks. He has a brother, apparently, named Brandon with a B,
yes,
and Randon with an R.
Right, and he doesn't play for the Houston Texans. He's Brandon with an O.
Right. Yeah. Here's Lowe with a elbow jumper, no good. And the rebound's fought for. Cooks has it for Rudder. Holmes now all the way, including the Euro step, so to speak, which I still think is a foul, a travel, but a foul on Northern, as Holmes took it in there rather aggressively, and to his credit, he drew the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Kevin Holmes of the Bryan Rudder Rangers. He rattles the first free throw home, and it's 1-0. Bryan Rudder. Holmes will get another one. Couple of rhythm dribbles, and the free throw is around and out. Rebound comes down to Reedus for the Buffs. Here's Lowe. Jalen Lowe penetrates, dishes it off to Ian Lowe. Jumper from the right side, no good. Rebound comes down to Reedus, no good on the shot. And Cooks, Randon Cooks for the Rudder Rangers. 1-0 is the score. Price has it. A little give and go to Heslip, and he lays it in on a nice pass from Daniel Price. It's 3-0. Rudder on top. Lowe looking for someone to go and takes it all the way to the basket with a nice move with the left hand, and he lays it in. His first bucket of the night for Jalen Lowe. Here's a jumper for 3, and that is Cooks. Randon Cooks comes right back with a 3. And it's 6-2 now. Here's Lowe again, penetrates, misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Price for Bryan Rudder. Here is Heslip to Holmes. Long pass to Cooks, who had to go high for the catch there. He's not a very tall fella, but he made a nice catch there. And it's Martin now. Inbound into the low post, which deflected out of there. It ended up in the hands of Heslip, who misses a 3. The Buffs have it now. Ian Lowe to the basket. He was fouled on his way up, and good penetration by Ian Lowe there to draw the foul.
The sound we hear behind us, and you said we could expect it, is kind of like last night. I was in front of the Lubbock Cooper Pirates crowd during a game against Fulshire, and the Rudder folks, I guess they left early because they knew how bad the traffic would be. Marshall crowd is kind of late arriving, it looks like.
Yeah, that Houston traffic can get you. And it almost got me here on the way over. But I got here with enough time as Ian Lowe misses the first free throw off the bracket. His second free throw attempt is in the net, and it's a 6-3 ball game now. Bryan Rudder on top here. It's early in the first quarter. Heslop has it. Cooks right side. Down low to Holmes on the right block. Looking for somebody to go to. A pass tipped away by Catchings, but gotten back by Holmes as he hustled back for it. Heslop has it for the Rangers now. Top of the key. Holmes at the free throw line. Tipped away from him by Lowe with a nice steal to the basket. Nice little left-handed layup. Then he puts it home. He reversed it to the right side and used his left hand on the layup at 6-5. Holmes has it top of the key. Shot a three and he airballed it. He faked it, stepped back, shot it, and he didn't have enough juice on that one, and it's 6-5. Jalen Lowe has it back to Ian Lowe. He's going to bring it up the floor now, guarded by Cooks, the aggressive guard for the Rangers. Ian Lowe, a little pass, almost intercepted, gotten by Catchings. Now a pass back to Catchings on a cut to the basket, and it's a mistimed pass, and the Rangers come out of there with it. Cooks has it. Guarded by Reedus. On the top now to Holmes. Looking for someone to go to. Cooks is being guarded nicely by Reedus. Now Holmes drives. Heslop right side, back to Cooks. And now it's Martin. Cooks swing it to Heslop. Nice cut. Pass down low, and a layup by Martin is good. Good ball movement by the Rudder Rangers there to get a bucket. And it's 8-5, Rangers lead. Jalen Lowe to the basket. Outside to Ian Lowe for three, short of the shot, but Jalen has it. Floats one from about 10 feet out, no good. Rebound comes down to Price, Daniel Price of the Rangers. Cooks up the floor. He pops from three. This time he's well short on an air ball there. 8-5 is the score with 3:23 to play here in the first quarter. Roger, what are your impressions so far?
2 air balls by Rudder, and yet they're up 8-5, and I don't think it's anything to panic about, but I don't think I've seen the Buffs start this slowly in any of the games where we've been broadcasting them this year.
I agree. They almost seem a little tentative, but it could be just one of those, oh, he just traveled. As I was trying to say, sometimes the playoffs get you a little nerved up, and it takes you a few minutes to get it going. And just as I said that, Ian Lowe was trying to make a pass to his brother, and then he walked with the ball. Holmes has it for the Rangers, top of the key, right side. Heslop from three. He's got it. Landon Heslop. He has 5 here in the first quarter. Now it is an 11-5 score in favor of Rudder. Rebound off a missed shot from Lowe, and it's Holmes down with the ball for the Rangers. Left side. Heslop thought about a three. Swings it around. New man in. That is Brandon Cooks, who missed. Rebound came down to Bradford, who missed. Had his shot deflected. And Lowe, Jalen Lowe, to Ian Lowe now. To the right side is Reedus. Ian Lowe, cutter in the middle is Catchings. Back out to Reedus for three. He's short of the shot. Didn't have his legs under him that time. And Heslop has it for the Rangers. Right side, Bradford down low to Holmes. Takes it strong to the basket. And he's contested nicely, and he missed his shot. He underlaid it. And Jalen Lowe has it now for the Buffs. They're a little bit slow on the shooting tonight so far. They've got 5 points here in the first quarter. Jalen Lowe to the basket. And what an excellent penetration move. And he lays it in. He's got 6 out of the 7 points.
He went through 3 defenders for that one.
Yes, sir. Good penetration and finish. Holmes has it. Thinking about a three, but he's going to hold off on that. To the middle he goes. Brandon has it to Cooks. Brandon Cooks. I said Brandon had the ball. It was Bradford. Heslop has it. Good cut down low. Cooks has it. Holmes to the basket. He lays it up from about, well, he shot it from about 12 feet out. And he was apparently undercut by one of the Buffs. It's Ian Lowe.
So Brandon Cooks came in replacing his brother Randon Cooks,
Yes.
and they both look like Spud Webb. It's not just because they're short. It's the haircut looks just like Spud. And Brandon, who's in the game now, wears number 4. That's what Spud Webb wore, the 5'4" Atlanta Hawks star in the 80s who won the NBA Slam Dunk Contest back when it mattered.
That was the most impressive slam dunk contest I think I've ever seen.
Well, until Mac McClung.
Well, yeah. But that, at 5'4", slamming that thing home, that is so impressive. Here's Holmes with the second free throw. This time he rolls it in. He's 3 for 4 from the stripe here, and it's 13-7.
I don't know that we've
Buffs
seen
trail.
the Buffs down by 6 this year in any situation.
That's interesting. That's probably true. I don't think I have. But there goes Lowe again for his 4th bucket of the night with a good penetration move. All the way in. And here's Holmes spinning from the left side. Good move, and then his shot was a little awkward, and it came out of there. Buffs have it. Jalen Lowe with a crossover. Boy, he's lucky he didn't get a foul on that, as Brandon Cooks was in there with pretty good position, but apparently had those feet moving just a little bit. He picked up the foul. The size differential between Lowe and Cooks is quite substantial. But you're going to get a lot of effort from those guards of Rudder. And now another foul, and this on Cooks. He's got 2 fouls in the last 10 seconds.
I think it's more like in the last 5 seconds.
Maybe. Now Randon with an R comes in for Brandon with a B. They look quite the same, just one's 3 and one's 4. Shot short by Lowe from the right side. Cooks has it. Going hard to the basket. He does the old Euro step, and he has it knocked away, and he'll inbound it, or the Rudder Rangers will inbound it underneath their own basket. They have a 4-point lead here in the first quarter. Holmes directly to him in the paint. He puts it up off the backboard and in. Nice job by Kevin Holmes. Quite an easy play there. Just lob it in, and he made a nice move to make the basket.
And he adjusted his shot. He bounced it above the little rectangle on the board.
Here's Lowe with a miss. Catching to the rebound. No good. Rebound comes down to the Rangers. Here's Heslop up the floor into the lane. Right side now flipped back to Holmes, who penetrates. His pass to the right. Heslop has it, spinning. Now Holmes from the baseline. No good, and the quarter ends just like that. After 1, it's Rudder 15, Marshall 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Fast just got a whole lot faster. Xfinity has the fastest internet with up to 6 gig speed. Plus, Xfinity Mobile is the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. You heard that right. Xfinity just increased internet speeds again. And Xfinity Mobile gives you can't-catch-me speeds. The fastest internet, the fastest mobile service, and major savings? Can't argue with the facts. Now through March 21st, new customers can get started with 1.2 gig internet with unlimited data included. It's all just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/faster, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
We're back at the Barry Center.
Go ahead, Pat.
Roger, what do you got?
Well, I was just thinking, we're in a big arena, and while the Campbell Center, where the Buffs played on Tuesday night, is a really nice place, it's not quite as spacious as this, and it looks like maybe the depth perception is affecting their shots. I see some shots that normally would draw iron are just not close.
Well, here's the hoop, the basket that the Buffs are going to. There's no bleachers behind, no seats behind there, so it's a deeper perception, whereas Rudder is going to the side where there are bleachers or seats, so that might make a little bit of a difference. They have maybe better perception. Here's Holmes, not to lay any excuses. He missed the shot. Buffs come down there and catching, takes it all the way to the rack, and slams it home. Nice play by Catchings off a beautiful pass from Lowe. It's a 15-11 game. Maybe that'll spark the Buffs. Cooks has it. Down in the lane is Bradford. Gets it back out to Price, who lays it up. No good. Rebound down. Comes down to Catchings. Jalen Lowe has it. Catchings to the right side. Lowe. Ian missed the shot. Catchings with a good job of rebounding that basketball. Down on the left block. He lays it home, and that's just what they needed. They needed more production because Jalen Lowe had all the points except for one in the first quarter. Now Catchings gets on the board, and it's a 2-point game. Holmes, nice pass. Shot attempt blocked beautifully by Sargent. What a block. It looked like Bradford had an easy layup, and out of nowhere came Sargent, and he blocked it out of there. Ball went off Rudder, and so the Buffs will have possession of the chance to tie or take the lead. Ian Lowe inbounding to Jalen Lowe. Being guarded by Cooks. Brandon Cooks with an R. Lowe looking for a pick. Now he waves it off. Catchings comes up for the pass. He's way out on top, right side. Ian Lowe. Reedus, left side three. It's a little long. Got to get him going. Here's a good steal by Reedus in the backcourt. Takes it to the basket. Contact, no foul, but he does get the whistle eventually there. Good job by Reedus. Fouls on Price, I believe. Reedus missed the shot, hustled in the backcourt to make a steal, and he's going to benefit from that by going to the free throw line.
VypeFortBend.com is full color radio. If the Buffs win and Killeen Ellison wins the second game tonight, the Buffs will play a second consecutive green team.
Well, if they win tonight against a green team, they'll feel good tomorrow against a green team. Reedus with a chance to tie. The Buffs have been down by as many as 6, and here's his free throw. It rolls out. So 1 for 2 on that one, and it's a 1-point game. Rudder on top of Marshall, 15-14. Price, fake to 3, right baseline now. Heslop has it for the Rangers. Now Martin, way out on top with Cooks. Now with the ball, Martin swing it to Heslop. Heslop dribbles to the left side, swinging around to Martin. Martin back to Price. Price drives. Cooks now from the 3-point area. Looking for somewhere to go. Good defense by the Buffs. Martin has it. Guarded by Sargent. And now Heslop has it for the Rangers. A long possession. Guarded by Catchings. Catchings tips it. He's fighting for the ball, and it's still loose. Heslop ended up coming out of there with it. Martin to the basket. Contact and a foul.
Wow, it's rough out there.
Holy mackerel.
Really rough.
Yeah, that was a lot of action there. A little bit of contact on the steal attempt by Catchings. They both went to the floor, and Heslop came out of there with it. And he got up the floor to Martin, who will go to the line for 2. That was a lot of contact on that play, on the shot attempt. Martin misses the free throw. The Rangers have yet to score here in the second quarter. 15-14 with 5:28 to play here in the first half. Martin's free throw is good. He's 1 for 2 on the free throw line tonight.
Buffs could tie or take the lead.
Here's Jalen Lowe. He's got that right arm out. Not sure if that's an appropriate move, but no harm there. Ball tipped away from Reedus. He got it back. Jalen Lowe going to plow his way on the right baseline. He's double teamed. Good pass to Sargent, who lays it. Oh, he laid it up, and it rolled out. I just was going to say he laid it in, but it rolled out. Martin for the Rangers eventually gets it down to Price. And here's Holmes with a drive, and then he dishes it off to Martin. Now they calm things down. Cooks has it. Top of the key is Holmes. Martin now comes off of a pick, looks for a shot, doesn't have one. Price now being guarded by Lowe. Cooks, top of the 3. He drains it. That's his second 3 of the ball game. He does not look uncomfortable shooting a three-point shot.
I'm impressed with the quick shot release of Brandon Cooks.
That was a great point. Here's a drive to the basket. Layup is good, and a foul on Martin. And the crowd behind us does not agree with that call, and I'm not sure if I do.
I think the crowd is kind of, they run out of patience. They feel like Jalen Lowe is getting some favorable officiating as he is kind of, with his offhand, he's moving defenders out of the way. And
there's a little bit of that going on. You have to admit that. But if they don't call it, you just keep doing it. But that looked like a charge to me. But beneficiary of that was Lowe, and now out of bounds on the far side of the floor was Price. He kind of
heel was on the
his heel was on that boundary. And the whistle blew, and it's now 19-16. The Buffs could tie with a 3. They've trailed throughout. I don't think they've led at all, have they, Roger?
Haven't.
Here's Jalen Lowe went into the right paint area, spinning and apparently traveling.
That will appease the green-clad crowd at least a little bit.
Yes, at least for the moment. Here's Heslip with the ball. Martin, right side, being guarded by Sargent. Down on the block is Holmes. Back to Martin. Three-pointer, short. And the rebound is tipped and out of bounds off the Buffs. And Catchings, I'm not sure if Catchings agrees with that, but
well,
now they're going to
discuss
discuss
a
it.
replay of that one, but I do believe. I was going to say I think they made the correct call, but obviously I was wrong.
Yeah.
They reversed it, and it's Buff's ball.
One of the referees from the far side saw something different. They discussed it, and the Rudder coach, Mike, how do we say that? Carabine,
yes.
Carabine, stolen by Cooks. Floater from 5 feet out, and he puts it in. What a play by Randon Cooks. Here's Catchings down the floor, and he's going to the basket, but fouled on, what's it on, Holmes, or is it on Martin here? Called it on Martin. Yeah, he kind of was on his back on the penetration move. Definitely a foul.
One thing that might be telling later in the game, Patrick, I noticed that Rudder only has 9 players on the roster, and they might be kind of like the Austin girls. They might play the same 5 guys the entire game, and if they do that, it might enable the Buffs to crawl over the top, but this is going to be a tough game.
Catchings had a 1-on-1 situation. He makes the first one, so he'll get the second one. Rudder did have some substitutes in early, a couple of them. I don't know if we'll see him again here in the first half, but second free throw from Catchings, front rim, and rolls in. He's got 6 points here in the game. He's all 6 of his points are in the second quarter. Price for Rudder now. Holmes has it. Cooks, that quick delivery on the 3 is no good. Rebound comes down to Jalen Lowe. Long pass to Catchings, and he couldn't quite catch it, but he did knock it off of one of the Rudder players. He knocked it off of Cooks. Randon Cooks. Looked like his head.
I have a cousin named Randon.
Randon.
We call him Randy.
With an R.
His real name is Randon.
Randon. Here's Lowe on the inbound pass to the baseline. Floater from about 12 out. No good. Sargent with the rebound. Tipped up and in by Lowe, I think. Was that Lowe?
I think it was Lowe.
He somehow got his hand on it and tipped
Rudder
it in.
fans thought he traveled a few seconds before.
Perhaps they might have had something to think about on that one. Rudder leads by 1. Nice cut by Heslip, but he missed a layup. Lowe has it to Ian Lowe, right side. Pass it to Catchings. Drives the lane. Lays it up. No good. Sargent with the rebound. He lays it in.
And the Buffs lead for the first time.
Good job by Sargent with a strong rebound. Yes, Roger said first lead for the Buffs. 22-21. 2.5 to play here in the first half. And the Marshall crowd giving us some vocal noise from the far side. Cooks has it. Heslip to Brandon Cooks. He's harassed over there on the left side. Gets it off to Holmes, who lays it up. Nice little move, but he missed a shot. Long pass to Reedus. Lays it in. Nice finger roll by Reedus and a timeout by Rudder.
Coriolis Force brought that one down through the hoop, and we'll be back. Buffs lead at 24-21.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store, or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, OfficeMax, and OfficeDepot.com.
We thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugar Land, taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. Hopefully, Patrick, one more week after this one.
Yes, you have got it right. The Buffs have come out of their little slump in the first quarter, and they've outscored them here in the second quarter, 24. Well, I got to get that right. That's not right. 15-6 is what they've outscored them. Here's a rebound off the miss. Buffs have it. Low, left side. It's Reedus. Oh, he's short on a shot. He makes those very often. And there he is again. Sargent with the rebound. He did some dirty work. Got the rebound and lays it in.
Sargent deserves a promotion.
He sure does. He's got a lot of hustle plays going here in the second quarter. Low down to Hislop. Contact on the shot, and he missed it, but he drew the foul. Who's it on here? It's going to be on 11, Reedus.
Jalen Reedus blocked 5 shots in the Tuesday regional quarterfinal win over Madison, and I think it's making him more bold. He's going for the shot blocks.
He was on that case, but he did get some contact in with the body. Here's the free throw attempt. Good from Heslop. Landon Heslop had great position on the right block on that last play, and little pump fake and drew the contact. 26-22 is the score. The second quarter is a little bit more what we're used to from the Buffs. Second free throw, no good. And Jalen Lowe has the rebound. He's going to come up the court on the right side, being guarded by Cooks. Long three. Got it! Hey, there it is. Jalen Lowe from downtown. And it's all of a sudden a 7-point lead for the Buffs. Cooks has it. Tipped away from him by Ian Lowe. Long pass down to Lowe. Lowe lays it up. No good on the layup. He tried to draw the foul. Didn't get the foul, and Sargent's down there fighting for that rebound again as he's going out of bounds. Gotta like his hustle. And Lowe is a little bit frustrated at himself missing that layup. Maybe too concerned about the contact.
Points, but that whole thing started with Little Bro Lowe as Ian made the steal.
He sure did. Thought it was going to be a for sure 2-point situation for him, but couldn't convert. Holmes to Heslop. Being guarded, takes it to the rack, puts it up, no good. Nice move, but the shot just wouldn't go for him, and the Buffs come down there with it. It's Sargent again. He is cleaning up down there on those boards tonight. Jalen Lowe with 23 seconds to play here in the half. Are they going to go for one? I think they are, but he decides to hoist up a 3 instead. No good. Rebound comes down to Rudder. Hislop to the basket, lays it up short. Rebound to the Rangers, but a whistle by the, you can hear the Buffs fans very disgruntled.
Now we hear them.
Possibly a questionable call, but I don't know. Heslop's going to go for the free throw line, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, both fan bases are unhappy, so I guess the officials might be doing a good job.
Yeah. I didn't really have a problem with that call. It looked pretty good. The Rangers had the rebound anyway. They were going to go up for a layup if there was no whistle. Heslop makes them both. He has 3 free throws and a total of 8 points here. 5 seconds in the half. Low, spinning, shooting, shot, short. Good defense by the Rangers that time. We've hit halftime. A better second quarter for the Buffs. It's 29-24. Buffs lead the Rangers. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
The UIL Boys Basketball State Tournament is at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Thursday, March the 9th through Saturday, March the 11th. You know, that's less than a week away. Tickets can be purchased in person at the Alamo Dome or online through Ticketmaster. Go to Ticketmaster.com and search UIL to find the event and purchase tickets. Additional spectator information can be found at the UIL website, uiltexas.org. Halftime, and the Marshall Buffs, based on a very strong second quarter, lead 29-24 over the Rudder Rangers. We'll be right back.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. First class service is what you get at First Tire and Automotive. Check out these spring break specials. $30 off brake pad replacements, $50 off AC check, or $100 off AC repairs over $500. Free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires, installation, and road hazard program. And free battery check with any service. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavinaw with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Fast just got a whole lot faster. Xfinity has the fastest internet with up to 6 gig speed. Plus, Xfinity Mobile is the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. You heard that right. Xfinity just increased internet speeds again. And Xfinity Mobile gives you can't-catch-me speeds. The fastest internet, the fastest mobile service, and major savings? Can't argue with the facts.
Now through March 21st,
New customers can get started with 1.2 gig internet with unlimited data included. It's all just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/faster, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
We want to say thank you to Chase Perisher. It seems like anytime we get involved with sports against a Cy-Fair ISD team or playoff events at a Cy-Fair ISD venue, Chase Perisher is there to give us stats, and we will share those with you shortly. But we want to tell you that you should be sure to tune in for H-Town High School Sports, powered by Vype and hosted by our good friend Todd Freed, Saturday night at 10 o'clock on CW39. Always set your DVR to record that program. And also, if you happen to miss it or you forgot to set your DVR, H-Town High School Sports runs throughout the week at night, usually on AT&T Sportsnet, where you watch the Astro games. So be sure and tune in to see H-Town High School Sports. By the way, Patrick, how about this? It's kind of like flying first class when you get into the playoffs, and they bring us a stat sheet. So you want me to just give the stats and you can rest your voice a little bit? Sure. Okay. Let's look at the scoring leaders for the first half. Landon Heslop and Randon Cooks both with 8 to lead the Rudder Rangers. Kevin Holmes had 5 and Marquise Martin had 3. On the boards, Marshall out-rebounded Rudder 26-18, and the leading rebounder for the Marshall Buffs, I'm not a bit surprised to see this, Kevin Sargent. He's been an animal on the boards. As far as scoring for these Marshall Buffs, the leading scorer with 8 in the first half is, believe it or not, Kevin Sargent. Northern has 2, so does Jalen Reedus. Chris Catchings with 3, Jalen Lowe with 6, and so that accounts for the 26 points. Well, wait a minute, Patrick. This is not your mess up because this is not your stat sheet, but it says that the Buffs have 26 points, and yet they have 29.
Yeah. Well,
so
Jalen Lowe has 15.
Okay.
Here's the total points.
Well, there
here.
you go. There's the rub right there.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't all add up.
Yeah, I was thinking he had more. He was definitely the leading scorer. Six for Catchings, 3 for Reedus, 1 for Ian Lowe, and 4 for Sargent. So that's what I got in mind. You know,
and good enough. By the way, they're holding Rudder to pretty poor shooting, only 28%, 7 for 25 from the field, and the Buffs are 12 for 34. So you want to be at 50%. You can't always be it, but if you're under 50%, you at least want to be above what the other team is doing.
No doubt about that. Yeah, the Buffs defense sometimes probably doesn't get enough credit because they really did a good job on the defensive end with some tip balls, some steals, and of course every shot, it seems like it's a tough shot for Rudder.
And if they do have a close game tonight, then something that might put them over the top is they just seem to contest nearly every pass and nearly every shot, and after a while that wears down a team, especially a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. I wanted to make a couple of green observations. Number one is that the reason I know Colleen Ellison is green is when I went to Abilene Christian in August of 1980 to try out for the football team, I roomed with a guy named Mike Adams, and he had a Colleen Ellison letter jacket. Of course, he didn't wear it. It was August. But that's how I knew Colleen Ellison, which at the time was a very new school, are green. And also, if I didn't know any better, when I look at the Rudder cheerleaders, I would think they're the San Antonio Reagan cheerleaders. It's the exact same shade of green. It's the exact same font, the block R, just like the Rice Owls. Same color. And they have that block R on their uniform so it looks like San Antonio Reagan is here. But they're not.
Well, we're about ready to get the second half underway here.
Can I have a couple of your cheese nips there?
How could I say no to you, Roger? You can certainly put some on this little deal here. We're going to share the cheese nips. Need some more there, Roger? He's good. Now there's a little delay here. I'm not sure what it is. I know what it is. The referees aren't out here yet. Isn't that interesting? They thought they had a longer halftime, apparently.
There was a delay in the girls' state semifinal last night. The one between San Antonio Wagner and Frisco Liberty. They had to stop the game because a heavy rainstorm went over the Alamo Dome and the roof leaked enough where you had to have about 15 to 20 folks out there wiping up water spots
on the floor.
And they had to very carefully check the floor to make sure they had gotten all of them.
Hey, a
Here
cheer.
come the officials, and that'll be the only time tonight anybody cheers for them.
Right, the referees are back on the floor.
Not that they're not doing a good job.
No,
it's
they're doing
just
a good
the
job.
nature of being an official.
Somebody just, the alarm clock didn't go off here at halftime. Rudder's going to have the ball at half court here to start the third quarter. Martin is going to pass the ball in. And you can tell that one of the officials is right next to us. Rudder trailing by 5 to start the third quarter. Give and go to Heslop. He's double teamed down low. Ball was taken away and then taken back away. And they're going to call a tie-up situation, and the ball is going to go to the Buffs. And again, we're hearing some of the crowd, the Bryan Rudder crowd, disagreeing with some of the calls here. Low, crossover dribble all the way to the basket, and he's fouled on his way in. He's relentless. The foul was called on Heslop. Ian Lowe will inbound it for the Buffs. Jalen Lowe. Shake and bake to the right side. Floats it in from 10 feet out. He has 17 points in the ball game now. Smooth as silk on that shot. 7-point lead now for the Buffs. I believe that's their largest. Holmes for Rudder has it. Heslop spinning back to Holmes. He's on the right side to the baseline. He is blocked on the shot. They might have got fouled on the play, as you can kind of hear some of the people in the background. Up the floor come the Buffs, and Catchings nails another shot. And a timeout from the Rudder Rangers as Catchings puts the Buffs up by 9. We'll take a short break. Buffs 33, Rudder 24.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
I think that timeout from the Rudder Rangers was just to kind of calm things down as the Buffs got 4 points here early in the quarter. Perhaps a call not going their way for the Rangers, and they just want to calm things down. Holmes has it for the Rangers, top of the key, being guarded nicely by Northern. Swinging around to Cooks. Now Price for the Rangers has it. Left side, Heslop being guarded by Reedus. Martin around to Cooks. Guarded by Lowe, Ian Lowe. Now Heslop has it, drives. Reedus, good defense, cuts him off. Now the ball stolen away by Ian Lowe. He's still got it. Right side, up the court. Now he slips and falls, and the ball was loose. Great hustle by Cooks. Randon Cooks with an R.
Time to get a towel. You got to wipe the floor.
Seems like they ought to wipe the floor there. He went down like a fumble recovery. And one of the coaches of the Buffs is going to come over there with a towel, as Roger mentioned.
By the way, we don't give enough credit and mention the assistant coaches often enough. Harvey Baker, Jack Morgan, Jacques Armand, and Youssef McRae are the assistants for Ronnie Courtney on the Marshall bench.
And that's very well done there, Roger, because you're right. They put a lot of work in behind the scenes, a little less heralded. Jalen Lowe with a pass down to Catchings. A little bit too hard for him. He wasn't quite ready for it. But a good attempt, a good idea, just didn't work out for him. Martin inbounds the ball to Heslop and the Bryan Rudder Rangers, who trail by 9, looking for their first bucket of the third quarter. And Price stepped out of bounds again. He's on the right side in front of their bench, and perhaps the heel hit the line again, Roger.
Sometimes they take that step back to advance forward, and when they do, there you go.
And he gets rewarded for that play by hitting the pine. New player in the ball game for the Rangers. It's going to be Bradford. Lowe, right side, Reedus. Back to Lowe. We're talking about Jalen Lowe, and a foul is called on, let's see, it's called on Heslop. Got a little too close to him. Little contact, and again, I don't know how much they're hearing on the broadcast from the fans behind us, but a lot of disgruntled fans for the Rangers as Lowe takes it in, floats one up there from 5 feet out, and it rolls out. Ball was tipped out of bounds, though, by the Rangers, so the Buffs maintain possession. We played 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter. Buffs by 9. Inbound pass. Lowe has it. Flips it outside to Reedus. Reedus swings it to Ian Lowe. Spinning. Right side. Now back to Reedus. Jalen Lowe floats one in from 12 feet out. He is so smooth. It's just hard to stop him. I'm going to tell you who he reminds me of in a minute here, Roger, and I'll see if we can see if you can figure out who that is. I'll give you some clues.
Somebody who was known for being smooth?
Yes. Somebody back in the day who was smooth as silk. Reedus from 3. He rolls out. Rebound comes down to the Rangers, but he had a foot out of bounds. It was Martin who had the ball, but his foot was out of bounds. It's an 11-point game. Jamal Wilkes. Keith Wilkes.
Silk. Wilkes.
Yeah.
Yes, smooth.
Remember how smooth he was? He just couldn't seem to be stopped, and he didn't look strong, but he always took it strong. Here's Lowe to the basket, floating one from 8 feet out, and he airballed it. But Catchings has it, puts it up, no good. Northern, up and in! Oh, the relentless on the boards. His first bucket of the game for Northern, and all of a sudden it's a 13-point lead. Shot attempt blocked. Heslop had it blocked, and Reedus cannot believe it. That actually was one of the plays that I thought wasn't a foul tonight against the Buffs. I think they've had a few fortunate calls. That one looked like it was a pretty good block. He might have got him on the wrist, though. Free throw attempt is good by Heslop. Heslop has a total of 9 points in the ball game. He's played a pretty good ball game. Price back into the game for Bryan Rudder. That's the first point of the third quarter for the Rangers. Heslop rattles the second one home. Here come the Buffs. Catchings, right side, Reedus. Right elbow. And his pass is overthrown and out of bounds.
The brothers are having a little bit of an argument there.
And it's not about who made the bed and who didn't make the bed.
It's about where the pass should have been thrown.
Exactly right. Here's Cooks with the ball. Price. He drives a lane. The ball was taken away in a tie-up situation. The Rangers have it. Price penetrated that time. He hadn't done a whole lot of that tonight, but found his way into the lane, but Jalen Lowe pressured him and made a good play. Here's Price, forces a three, no good. Rebound comes out to Heslop. Nice rebound. Holmes has it. Back to Price, fakes a three, drives, foul, puts it up, and almost put it in. Good job by Daniel Price, showing a little bit of offensive aggressiveness on that series. He hadn't shown much of that at all in the game until now.
They had put him on the bench for a little lack of court awareness where he stepped out of bounds, and since he has come back in, he's looking very assertive, although he missed the first free throw there.
Yes. He rattled that one up there, and it rolled around and out. 37-26 is the score. 3:46 to play.
Check out his shoes.
Yeah, he's got some interesting shoes. He makes the second free throw. He's got 1 for 2 from the line, 1 point in the game. Brandon Cooks now guarding Jalen Lowe, who takes her to the basket, and he's fouled. And he'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, you were saying that Jalen Lowe reminded you of Jamal Wilkes. And I'm going to make a comparison with Chris Catchings to someone, not because Chris runs his mouth. It's not that. But he kind of reminds me of Draymond Green because he doesn't have any gaudy numbers as far as points or rebounds, but he always makes important plays. He makes important steals and sets picks, and he's kind of like Draymond Green in that way.
Here's the second free throw as Lowe missed the first one. Makes the second one. Yeah, I agree with you, Roger. He's the kind of guy every team needs. He's kind of like the glue. You just need a guy to do some of the dirty work, some things that might not be in the stats. Here's Holmes in the lane. Back out Cooks. Price has it. Martin. Heslop. Good cut by Price, and he lays it in. That was a beautiful play. 38-29, the intensity level picking up a little bit, at least in the stands behind us. Lowe, guarded by Heslop, and he's going to pick up a foul. A little bit too close on that defensive play there.
Remind me after the game to buy you another bag of cheese nips.
Hey, you know what? No problem. Roger and I are having our dinner here while we're broadcasting this game. 3:03 to play, third quarter. Buffs up by 9. The Rudder Rangers.
Reedus and Price are bumping into each other over and over. It looks like we might get a little shoving match.
Here are the Buffs inbounding it. There's Catchings. Up, no good. Got his own rebound, though, and lays it in. There's what you're talking about.
Type of play.
That's exactly what you're talking about. He has 10 points now. Price, right side. Better watch out for that sideline. Brandon Cooks. to Randon Cooks. Fake, crossover, stolen. Ian Lowe has it to the basket, lays it in. Nice job. What a job. And what do we got here? A whistle. The ball was chipped away from the Rangers as they were trying to inbound it. And Lowe now, Ian, has 3 points, but he's had a great defensive game. A couple of steals, ball hawking defense. Brandon Cooks cuts it to the basket, stolen by the Buffs, then stolen right back. Price has it, lays it in, he's fouled on the play. Where was Daniel Price in the first half? He's got 5 here in the third quarter.
And that's all he has.
He just seems more aggressive. And I think it was after that being taken out of the game, stepping on that line again, Roger. I think you're right. I think it kind of woke him up a little bit. Free throw is good. He has 6 now here in the third quarter and 6 for the game. Jalen Lowe being guarded by Brandon Cooks. Down low to Reedus, and he lays it in.
The no-look pass.
Reedus was at point-blank range off of a good pass. He has 5 points in the game, and it's a 12-point lead for the Buffs. Martin for 3. Rattles around and out. But Brandon Cooks had it, and it was tipped away from him. Well, you know what's frustrating? You know what's interesting about the Buffs? they seem to be a bit frustrated about things, and they lead by 12. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, why aren't we up by 23 here or 25? They're not used to having. This is it's a very competitive game, but they're still up by 12. It's almost as if they're saying, we know we have another gear here, we're just not hitting it yet. Let's see how the final 144 goes here in the third quarter with Brandon Cooks to Martin for the Rangers. Fakes a pass, dribbles now into the lane, dishes it back off to Brandon Cooks, short on his three. Good rebound by Martin, saved it, but it was intercepted by Catchings. Here's Lowe, down to his brother Ian, lays it in, and a timeout by the Rangers. It's a 14-point lead for the Buffs.
Smile on your brother, everybody get together.
There you go.
We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Fast just got a whole lot faster. Xfinity has the fastest internet with up to 6 gig speed. Plus, Xfinity Mobile is the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. You heard that right. Xfinity just increased internet speeds again. And Xfinity Mobile gives you can't-catch-me speeds. The fastest internet, the fastest mobile service, and major savings? Can't argue with the facts. Now through March 21st, new customers can get started with 1.2 gig internet with unlimited data included. It's all just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/faster, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Back at the Berry Center, where the Buffs lead by 14 in a minute and 15 to play here in the third quarter. Holmes lost it for the Rangers. Here's Jalen Lowe. What a play to knock it away by Cooks. Brandon Cooks with the play of the game on defense. Down the floor come the Rangers. Missed a layup. Down to Holmes. Lays it up. And that should be goaltending because his hand was in the net and they're going to call it. That's the right call. As Holmes went up for the shot, he missed the layup, but one of the Buffs had his hand in the net. And they call the goaltend, and that is the correct call. Holmes with his first bucket since the first quarter. He has, got 7 points on the night. It's 46-34. Good job by the Rangers to... Well, it looked like Lowe was going to go up for the slam dunk. And out of nowhere came Cooks. Knocked it away. And that results in a three-point play as Kevin Holmes finishes it off with a good free throw. And it's an 11-point game. Buffs lead. Jalen Lowe finds his way to the left elbow. Shot attempt up and good. And a foul on Cooks. The foul is going to be on Brandon Cooks, and Lowe will go to the free throw line. To be honest with you, it looked like pretty good defense, and I'm not sure where the foul was. Brandon Cooks is going to ask one of the referees about that one. Let me tell you what, I feel for Brandon Cooks. The little guy gets no respect out there. You know what I'm saying? That's not so true, but tell you what, it's hard to play when you're undersized. One three-point play leads to another, and the Buffs are back up by 14. Here's Holmes to the basket. He lays it up, no good. And Catchings is going to pick up that foul, and he's wondering about that one.
By the way, you're mentioning Cooks. Both Cooks brothers actually... You know, they just, you have to admire someone who does everything he can with what God gave him. And sometimes you can have someone who doesn't have a lot of quickness, and yet they still manage to be productive and help their team. All kinds of, shortcomings you might have, but if you overcome them and help your team win, then good for you. That's what it's all about.
Here's an interesting thought. as we look at the rosters here. Here's Holmes' second free throw. It is good. Both the Cook brothers are sophomores. Martin's a sophomore. They got 3 guys who play a lot who are sophomores. That's pretty impressive. Pass down low. No good from Sargent. Little alley-oop type play. Down to Cooks. To Price, who laid it in on a reverse. What a shot by Price. 8 seconds to play in the quarter. It's an 11-point game. Jalen Lowe, 25 feet out, and he puts it home. What a dagger that was. Holy mackerel. Jalen Lowe silences the Ranger crowd.
Well, in the
with a long three.
In the third quarter for Rudder, the price was right, and yet the Marshall Buffs still lead by 14. That matches their biggest lead.
And we'll be back with the fourth quarter.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Neville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
The UIL Boys Basketball State Tournament is at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Thursday through Saturday. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Search UIL to find the event. More information, find it at the UIL website.
Well, Lowe starts the fourth quarter the way he ended the third quarter, except it's only a 2. Driving in for a layup. Buffs' largest lead of the game now of 16 points. Lowe, Jalen, has 28 points in the ball game. Holmes, shot attempt, no good. Rebound comes down to Sargent, who traveled. He tried to pivot out of there, but he dragged the foot, I guess, and I think it was a pretty good call. 7:25 to play in a ball game, and the Buffs have a 16-point lead.
It was a good call and a crafty play by one of the Rangers who just kind of shoved him a little as they ran back down the floor.
Catchings tips it away, bounces off a few guys, comes down to Reedus. Oh, and he lays it in. Nice play by Reedus. He's been a little quiet on the scoring end. He's got 7 points, but what a play that was, and it's an 18-point.
Spin doctor.
18-point lead. Holmes puts it up wildly, and it's knocked out of bounds off of the Buffs. So that last play started with a play by our man Catchings. He deflected a pass, and it ended up getting into Reedus' hands, who took it all the way to the basket. 18-point lead now for the Buffs. Heslop misses the 3. Rebound comes down to Jalen Lowe to Catchings. He's taken it to the basket, puts it up and no good. He couldn't quite lay it in. Here come the Rangers back with it. Cooks has it. Between the legs now to Heslop. Martin swing it all the way back to the corner. Now they swing it to the top of the key with Heslop. Under 7 to play. Martin tries to get down low to Holmes. And it was an ill-advised pass and went out of bounds. The Buffs have it.
18-point lead now. Feeling pretty good.
Yep, they're a little more comfortable here. And Jalen Lowe, the man of the night. Nice pass. He's fouled on the pass. Knocked down inside the lane there. I'm not sure who the foul was on, but it was on the pass. Now there's a discussion there about what's going to happen. Let's see, what do we got? This is an interesting, the way they're all set up out there. Everybody's standing around the free throw line. Referees are talking. And it's going to be the Buffs' ball underneath their own basket. Not sure what all that discussion was about. Buffs underneath their own basket. Jalen Lowe. Right baseline. Floats it up there, no good. Rebound comes down to Holmes for the Rangers. Up the floor to Heslip. Heslip takes it into the lane, puts it up, no good, but he's fouled. And I'm not sure who it's on, but in the ball game for the Buffs is Trey Roberts. That might have been on him.
By the way, you remember at a game we did earlier, Kempner against Marshall, our computer laptop screen was broken.
I do remember that.
I've decided that if I need to, I'm going to protect it with my hand, and if I successfully swat the ball away, I'm going to give it the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag.
Oh, boy. Well, you better be able, if you can knock it away before it hits the computer, you can wave your finger. That would be a very impressive play. Second free throw is no good from Holmes. And it's looking kind of bleak for the Rangers as the Buffs trying to hammer it home. Lowe has it taken away on his drive. Price to the basket, lays it up and in. Wow, he's had a great second half. He challenged Catchings that time and he laid it in.
He's playing the quarter of his life, probably. 8 points.
Yeah, he's
actually the half of his life.
Actually, he has 10 now, according to my numbers. Catchings down low, reverse shot, no good. There he is again, though. Sargent lays it in. That's his 6th point of the game. He's got multiple rebounds. He's Johnny on the spot again. 18-point lead. Ball tipped, comes in the hands of Lowe. He passes it off to Roberts. And it's out of bounds, and Lowe looking for the foul on that.
By the way,
but I didn't see a foul.
Jalen Lowe was kind of upset with what happened in the collision. Really no call, but he said, "You've got to be kidding me." I read his lips. No filthy words. Isn't that nice?
Well, yeah. You hope that you don't see the filthy words, but sometimes they come out. Price, left side. Holmes, top of the key. Catchings has him guarded nicely. Price for three. Off the bracket, no good. Cooks tried to tip it, couldn't quite get it. The ball's a tie-up, and it's going to be a foul on Heslip. And the Ranger fans are not happy. Looked like it could have been a tie-up and not a foul there.
Well, their team's not going to win anyway.
Well, that's true.
They're down 18 with 4:56 to go.
You're right. It's going to be very difficult. When you look at the scoreboard, both teams have 7 fouls, so it's not lopsided that way. But a lot of times we don't look at the scoreboard to see that. I don't know. Here's Lowe to the line. He has 28 points. His free throw is good.
And you know what? In the first half, Rudder was called for 7 personal fouls, and Marshall was called for 5, so it was almost even in the half.
Yeah, it wasn't outrageous.
Well, I guess what the Rudder fans are upset about is they thought Jalen Lowe should have been called for more fouls.
And perhaps they might have a point. 20-point lead now for the Buffs. Down low to Holmes. Lays it up and in for the Rudder Rangers, and a timeout. We'll take a short break. It's an 18-point lead for the Buffs. It's looking good.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. First class service is what you get at First Tire and Automotive. Check out these spring break specials. $30 off brake pad replacements, $50 off AC check, or $100 off AC repairs over $500. Free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires, installation, and road hazard program. And free battery check with any service. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Patrick, on Tuesday night after the game between Madison and Marshall, I met Jalen Reedus' dad, and I learned a little something. Despite the fact that Jalen Reedus and his family spell their last name with 2 E's, they are related to Gary Reedus, the former Major League outfielder for the Reds and Pirates, who spells his last name with only 1 E. And that's what his dad told me. And it reminds me, do you remember the running back Chuck Muncie?
I do.
Well, he spelled his last name Muncie. He had a brother, Nelson Muncie, who was a defensive back, although I can't remember which team he was on. He spelled his last name Munsey. And yet they were brothers.
That's interesting. Now, was Chuck Muncie the guy who wore glasses?
Yes.
He had glasses under that helmet. That was very rare. You hardly ever saw that. He was a good runner, though. Buffs have the ball. They're taking their time with 4.5 to play the ball game. There goes Jalen Lowe to the basket. He's fouled on his attempt to go in there. He draws a lot of fouls. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. He's been to the line 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's made 4. And Heslop has fouled out of the ball game to a nice ovation from his fan base behind us. Jalen Lowe will go to the free throw line, trying to add to his 30-point game so far. And I'm going to tell you, Roger, when it started to change for the Buffs.
When did it change?
I'll tell you here. After this free throw, it's good. Not that I'm not trying to be some sort of a smarty guy, but in the first quarter, Jalen Lowe had 8 of the 9 points. Nobody else had any points. The second quarter started off with, here's his second free throw, no good. The second quarter started off with Catchings making 2 buckets, and then all of a sudden he was getting support from other players, and that's what they need. They need a little more balance. Jalen Lowe cannot do it all by himself. Here's a steal by Roberts. Nice play. Got in the passing lane, but he missed his layup. But he got a foul call, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2, as I think Price got him. Good job by Roberts to come out of there with that steal. He got in that passing lane, and he'll get 2 free throws with a 19-point lead. So, anyway, I've seen the Buffs enough to know that Lowe is a really good player, but they've got several guys who can contribute on the points. Reedus, Sargent, Catchings, Ian Lowe. I mean, they've got plenty of guys. And they just were off to a slow start earlier, as Roberts makes his first free throw and the second one. He has 2 points. And it's the largest lead of the ball game, 21-point lead. I'm feeling quite comfortable now, Roger. How about you?
Yes, no drama here.
Here's a shot from Holmes, no good. And Jalen Lowe with a rebound. Up the floor he goes, left side. He stops, gets it to Sargent, takes it to the lane. On the left block, underlaid. Holmes has it. For the Rangers, he lays it in. Nice job by Holmes. He's had a fine ball game, and the whistle blows, and we got a violation against the Buffs with 3.5 to play. I'm not even sure what happened there. Did you see it? Did they step on the line when they passed it in? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Rangers have the ball, though. Cooks, Brandon, inbounds it to Price. Top of the key with Catchings on him. Price to Holmes. His switch on defense. Cooks down to Holmes, and he dribbled off his foot. He had a nice move going to the reverse side, but unfortunately for him, he dribbled it off his foot and straight out of bounds. Roberts to Jalen Lowe. 31-point game so far for him.
I have a prophecy that the Buffs will shoot a 3 on this possession.
Prophecy. Well, right now, Lowe is at the half-court line. To the right elbow. There's a right elbow floater, and that's not a 3, but it's a basket.
I'm not a prophet.
That was a great shot by Lowe. 33 on the night for him now. Rangers played tough in the first quarter, and then the whole first half. Ball chipped by Roberts, and then Cooks had it go off his hand out of bounds, and the Buffs have it again with a 21-point lead. Maybe this will be the 3-point shot you're looking for.
But then I won't be able to say what I was planning on saying had it been a 3 on the last possession.
On the last possession, okay. Here's Lowe. He's fouled on the play by by Price. The Price was knocked down, but he was not in good position, I don't think, to draw the foul. Holy mackerel.
I don't know if they heard that.
I'm pretty sure our fans.
Someone in the second row for Bryan Rudder, a fan said, "You are so bad." And I don't think he's referring to a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song on the Full Moon Fever album.
I don't think. Well, Lowe, the only thing that Lowe is not doing well is free throws. That's his 4th free throw miss. That's uncharacteristic of him. Yeah, I do believe they've heard. I think they can hear a few of the comments. The guy is, about 8 feet behind me here. Here's Lowe's second free throw. That time he got it all net. 34 now and counting. 2.5 to play in a ball game. It's just a matter of what the final score is. 66-44.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. That's the margin.
Yeah. Here's the ball, knocked in the backcourt. Off with the Buffs. So the Rangers will maintain possession.
The ball really rolled a long way to the spacious corner, the corner of the spacious floor here at the Berry Center.
What's interesting, Roger, is remember we were talking about the depth perception in the first half? Well, a lot of it is the defense of the Buffs, but they only the Rangers only have 20 points here in the half. They of course they only had 24 in the first half, so I guess it's not that much of a difference. Here's a shot attempt, no good. Rebound comes down to the Buffs. Sargent, he might have double-digit rebounds. He's got a lot of rebounds here. McKenzie in the ball game for the Buffs. Roberts, Sargent, back to McKenzie. Chase McKenzie. Also in the game is Ryan Johnson. Takes it to the left elbow. Catchings. Has it on the block and he lays it in.
He's got a dozen.
He's got 12. You're right. Helps with the balanced scoring. Under a minute and a half to play in the ball game. It's a 24-point lead. Buffs going away here as the ball's tipped out of bounds off of the Rangers. And here comes DeMarcus Johnson for Catchings as he steps out of the ball game after playing a really good ball game. A lot of the dirty work, a lot of the things that aren't on the stat sheet. And he's got that quiet demeanor. Just lunch pail. Get the lunch pail and I'm going to go do my job. Buffs have it in the front court. A minute to play in the ball game. Penetration into the lane. Roberts has it now. He gets it back on the left baseline. Shot attempt no good. Johnson with a rebound. He's on the scoreboard with a nice rebound and a basket. And it's a 26-point margin now, 70-44. It's been all Buffs pretty much the second half. They really put the pedal to the metal, and Rudder has not been able to stay with them. Here's Cooks, 30 seconds to play. Just letting that clock run down now. Martin into the lane. He's fouled by DeMarcus Johnson. I can't say his name without thinking of Marcus Johnson, former UCLA player, Milwaukee Bucks, number 8. He was a great player.
Now we got Jaden Williams, who's going to come in for, I think, Kevin Sargent after this free throw.
As Martin makes the free throw, he has 4 points in the ball game. He's one of those sophomores who will be back next year for 2 more years. And Sargent comes out of the ball game after he played a very good ball game. And Jaden Williams steps in. Free throw attempt no good. DeMarcus Johnson has it. And McKenzie now into the front court. 15 seconds to play. Are they going to let the clock run out? I think they are. I like this. They're just going to dribble it out, and the Marshall Buffs fans, you can probably hear them. They're on their feet. They're on for another game, and it's going to be tomorrow. And I know Roger will tell you more details on that. That's the final score from the Berry Center. The Marshall Buffs are moving on. 70 for the Buffs, and Rudder of Bryan 45. We'll be back in a few moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Fast just got a whole lot faster. Xfinity has the fastest internet with up to 6 gig speed. Plus, Xfinity Mobile is the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. You heard that right. Xfinity just increased internet speeds again. And Xfinity Mobile gives you can't-catch-me speeds. The fastest internet, the facts. Now through March 21st, new customers can get started with 1.2 gig internet with unlimited data included. It's all just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/faster, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
First class service. First Tire and Automotive. First class service is what you get at First Tire and Automotive. Check out these spring break specials. $30 off brake pad replacements, $50 off AC check, or $100 off AC repairs over $500. Free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires, installation, and road hazard program. And free battery check with any service. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. Get to one of First Tire and Automotive's 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, so the Marshall Buffs have earned the right to call themselves Region 3 5A finalists, and they took a picture in the center of the court. And Patrick, a little bit of a contrast. Last night in San Antonio, this is not what I went to San Antonio to see, but it is what I saw. If you lose in the state semifinals, then you instantly get a medal for having qualified for the state tournament. Thank you, Chase Perisher, the best in the business at Sci-Fair Venue Stats. And by the way, so the Rudder Rangers shook hands with all of the Marshall Buffs, and then they, I guess you could say, they were unceremoniously dismissed from the playoffs because they didn't get the hardware. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic season for Rudder. You got to tip your cap to them. They finished 33-7, and something that I wrote down as a quote during our Next Level Urgent Care Countdown to Tip-Off show. Their head coach, Mike Carabine, the former Dulles coach, as a matter of fact, said, and I quote, "Nobody had any thoughts that we'd be in this position."
Well.
And yet they were pretty close after one half, but then the Buffs came out and took over. All right, so
well,
I'll give you a choice here. Do you want to give your stats or give these stats?
Well, I'm going to look at mine first, and then we can look
ahead.
at maybe if there's some rebounding and stuff. But Rudder, give them credit. They played a great game, at least for the first half. The Buffs were just too much underneath. They had so much more height, so much more bulk down low. They just killed them down low on the rebounding and the defense down low. With all that said, just some quick scoring summaries for Bryan Rudder. Price ended up with 10 after scoring nothing in the first half. Heslip with 10. Randon with an R. Cooks with 8. Kevin Holmes 14, and Martin ended up with 4. I don't know if that compares nicely with the official stats, but that's what I have. For the Buffs, the winning Buffs, 70 points to 45 for the Rudder Rangers. Trey Roberts got on the board with 2 in the fourth quarter with 2 free throws. Ian Lowe with 5, and a lot of good defense from him tonight. Reedus ended up with 7. Chris Catchings, 12. Jalen Lowe, 35. Sargent, 6. And DeMarcus Johnson ended up with 2 in the fourth quarter. He got his bucket on a nice rebound. And you have something more to say.
All right, just a few things here. The Buffs ended up out rebounding Rudder by 43-26. In the first half, the Buffs shot 12 out of 34, which isn't terrible, but they want to do better. Well, in the second half, they were really on fire, 16 out of 26, and for the game, 28 out of 60, which is just a shade under 50%.
They'll take that, yep. And the rebounding doesn't surprise me. They really did control the boards tonight, and that was part of the demise for the Rangers.
And the score was never tied in this game. That blows my mind. How did we go through that whole game?
And only
that
one
may
lead
be
change.
Wrong.
Only one lead change, it says.
And only one.
So
and by the way, when I see a game that seems so incredibly close, if you ask me how many times did I think it was tied and how many times did I think the lead changed, I usually guess too high. But I just happened to look at the stats from last night's game. Fulsher and Lubbock Cooper, they had 11 ties and 19 lead changes.
That's amazing.
And all of that happened in the first 3 quarters.
Yep.
Now, this game was somewhat different. It was it ended up being one of those games where late Rudder was looking out at the horizon and they couldn't really see the Buffs anymore because the lead had grown.
The herd was heading toward the horizon of tomorrow's game, and you're going to tell us before we're off the air the details on that. I believe it's 2 o'clock.
Yes, so we'll start at 1:45 p.m. tomorrow with the Next Level Urgent Care countdown to tip-off, and it'll be your Marshall Buffs against either Port Arthur Memorial or the Ellison Eagles out of Killeen in Central Texas. And I've been hearing a lot of things about these Killeen-Ellison Eagles who are warming up right in front of our eyes as we speak. And I will say this. I don't know that the Buffs can afford a slow start in a game like Killeen-Ellison.
Well, just by the first glance, they definitely have more size than Rudder. You know, that doesn't always mean everything, but we're going to watch part of this game, I think, and we're going to get a feel for what we might see tomorrow.
And yes, I agree. Just the eye test tells me these Killeen-Ellison Eagles do have more height than Rudder, but I don't think they have more height than the Buffs. Not that the Buffs are extraordinarily tall, and their tallest player, DeMarcus Johnson, didn't get in until the last minute or two of tonight's game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
Well, I guess
they got to play the game first, and the other team.
That's why they played that game.
They're playing. Who are we playing again? It's Killeen.
It's either Killeen-Ellison or Port Arthur Memorial.
Port Arthur Memorial has yet to hit the floor, so we'll have to get a look at them when they get out here.
All right. So for Les Clary, the producer extraordinaire inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, for my announcing partner Patrick Kinnick, Merle Bertrand, Suna Venkat, Bob McKay, everyone who's a part of the VypeFortBend.com team, we thank you for listening. Remember, it is always free to listen live or listen later on the VypeFortBend.com podcast. And basketball season is not over, baby. We hope there are 3 more games for the Marshall Buffs, 2 of them on Saturdays. And the first one is against Killeen-Ellison. I'm assuming it's Killeen-Ellison, and I should not do that. Either Killeen-Ellison or Port Arthur Memorial, and it'll be at 2 o'clock tomorrow, but we'll start talking about it on VypeFortBend.com at 1:45 p.m. Good night and God bless from the Berry Center. We'll talk to you tomorrow.